Angel School today in 2 minutes.
It's not an easy day today, Michael.
No, I never enjoy telling them this part of his story.
You know, it nearly breaks my heart every time I hear it, even though I know it's not really the end.
We all feel like that, but it has to be told. I can only do my best with his help.
You will, my friend, you will. But I must get painting.
Welcome to day 5 of Angel School. What did you learn yesterday?
About Jesus' second lot of visitors.
There were 3 wise men. It took them months and months.
A bright moving star led them to the child who became a great king.
The weather was bad and the camels were bad-tempered. There was no McDonald's.
You made that bit up.
Some of it could be true, except for the McDonald's bit. Can you remember what happened when they called on King Herod?
His chief priests discovered that the great king would be born in Bethlehem.
So he asked the wise men to tell him where the child was.
Did they find him?
Yes, and gave him the presents of
Gold, frankincense and myrrh.
But in a dream, God told them to slip away home another way and not go back to Herod.
Jesus' life was in real danger, wasn't it?
It certainly was, but sadly, it wasn't the only time his life was in danger.
You see, for the last 3 years of his life, Jesus travelled the length and breadth of the country, telling the people about God's new kingdom of hope, love and peace.
But the chief priests tried to find reasons to stop him.
One sad day, they brought Jesus before the Roman governor, a man called Pilate, and he agreed with the chief priests that Jesus must be stopped.
But he decided that Jesus would be crucified with 2 other criminals. But look,
That makes me so sad.
I want to go and tell the soldiers to stop.
I know, so do I. But Jesus watched the soldiers dividing up his clothes and said, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." The soldiers didn't realise that they were killing God's own son.
Then some of the people watching sneered at him and said, "He saved others, let him save himself, if he really is God's son."
And then the soldiers joined in, saying, "If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself."
And they wrote a notice and put it over his head. It said, "This is the King of the Jews."
And nobody could do anything to stop them.
Jesus just let it happen. It was all part of God's plan.
I don't think I want to know what happened next.
We must hear the whole of the story. Who spoke to him next?
One of the criminals crucified with him shouted at him, "Aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other one said, "Don't you fear God? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong."
"Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom," the criminal said. Jesus answered him, "I tell you the truth. Today you will be with me in paradise."
Then a strange thing happened. It was only about 12 o'clock when suddenly the whole place went dark, as if there were going to be a terrific thunderstorm.
Even darker than that, but there was no wind or rain, just this great darkness everywhere. The sun was completely blotted out, and it stayed like that for 3 hours.
And in the temple, where the chief priests carried out their ceremonies, the great curtain was torn in two.
What did it all mean?
Was Jesus about to die?
Yes, he was. Suddenly everybody standing around the cross heard him cry out with a loud voice,
"Father, Into your hands I commit my spirit.
And then he died.
His earthly life was over.
So all the great things that happened when he was born were for nothing,
Like Mary agreeing to be his mother on earth,
and his birth in Bethlehem,
the visit by the shepherds,
the journey of the wise men, all for nothing.
all of it for nothing.
His life just over like that.
No, my dear pupils, it was far from over. In many ways, you could say it was just the beginning.
The whole of Jesus' life had been part of God's great plan for your world. His birth, his life, his death.
You're talking in riddles.
Death is pretty final, isn't it?
Well, usually, yes, but this is Jesus we're talking about. And no, it isn't the end of the story.
Have tomorrow off. Polish your wings, practice your flying, come back on Sunday when we'll hear the last part of Jesus' life. That's the most exciting part. That was a difficult day for all of us. It's hard for them to realise that that isn't the last time they'll see of Jesus.
You're right. And on Sunday, they will see how God's plan was completed. However much it looked like it, it wasn't the end of the story.
The best is yet to come, as they say.